Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Pastor B. This morning, I want to talk about Mark 8, verses 27 through 29. Jesus asks a profound question, and it says this: Jesus and his disciples went on to the villages around Caesarea Philippi. On the way, he asked them, "Who do people say I am?" They replied, "Some say John the Baptist, others Elijah, and still others one of the prophets. But what about you?" He asked, "Who do you say that I am?" And Peter answered, "You are the Messiah." See, Peter declares Jesus as the Messiah. But what about me? How do I or who do I proclaim Jesus to be in my life? Do I proclaim him to be Messiah? Do I proclaim him to be the Savior of my life? And how do I proclaim this? See, here we see Peter, he declares it with a verbal declaration: "You are Messiah." In some of the Gospels, we see that he's actually congratulated for this revelation. However, we go a few verses down here in Mark, and we see that he is rebuked for trying to rebuke Jesus about having to go to the cross because he was focused on men's ideas instead of God's will. In my life, to proclaim Jesus as Messiah, I must not only proclaim him with my lips, but must also proclaim it with my life. We must proclaim it with our lips, but also proclaim it with our life. And we do that with our actions. We do that with what we do in life. Do my actions match my proclamation as Jesus, as Messiah? I had a great conversation with somebody the other day about a young lady who proclaimed that she had been saved and been baptized, and yet she had still run around doing all the things that she had done before, cussing and drugs and carrying on. Now, I'm not saying you have to be perfect to come to Christ, but when we come to him and when the Spirit is invited into my heart, isn't there a profound change? Shouldn't I be changed in action as well as inside of my words? If we proclaim salvation, or if I proclaim salvation, shouldn't the Spirit take hold and make changes in my life? There should be a visual change to people about who I am in Jesus when I proclaim him the Savior of my life. For if Jesus is the Savior, it is the greatest impact it will ever have in my life, and it will equal forever changed. If Jesus is the Savior, it equals greatest impact, and that equals forever changed. So today, let us live today as if he is our Savior. Let us live today as if we have been changed. Let Christ come inside and rule inside of our hearts, that we may be changed each and every single day to be more like him and a little less like us, so that when I proclaim Jesus is the Messiah, people will believe it because of what I do. Thank you for joining me for a little coffee this morning.